Hi, Mountain Tennis. Nice handle, by the way. This is a response and answer comment back to you on your Reddit post from 3 days ago. Just saw this, and uh, first of all, you did a very good job breaking down your finances. Not everyone who posts does this. This was really helpful to help sort of break down your income and expenses and even build a budget based on this, and you stated your goal very clearly. So good job. And I wanted to send a video as a response because that way I can talk about more nuanced things instead of typing all of that to save some time and make it more efficient, easier to understand. But albeit lots of people have written a lot, some really good comments. And so, but in any case, I went ahead and built a budget based on your situation. This one's called current situation. So this is your annual budget for this year, assuming started in August. But the more helpful way here to look at it is look at the budget builder here to look at your monthly view because that's the numbers you gave. So I built in your income, $6,400 a month after tax, pretty good income. And then your major expenses are all broken down here. Um, I put your rent, utilities, phone, groceries, rental insurance, and eating out all the necessities. Just to put in the group, albeit eating out really technically is not necessity. We can move that out if we wanted to build a proper budget. Your transportation is the main thing in question here. You have old Civic that you said you spend about $2,000 a year maintaining. So I averaged out to 160, 1920 a year. Your auto insurance you said it was $70, and then the rest remaining $70 from your 300 auto expense is your gas that you use when you're driving. Your entertainment is kind of interesting. You have I did 200, 200, 200 on things you mentioned: trips, vacation, travels, entertainment, and your frivolous spending. I don't know what it is, so I just kind of said other wants. Um, it's a little high, but we can talk about that in a second. And your debt payment is mainly your student loan. This is the biggest contributor to a pretty big dent on your net worth, almost $40,000. Zero interest is very good. I don't know how long that lasts, but I'm gonna assume for now it's always 0% interest, and then you're making a minimum payment of $249 a month. And then very, very good job making automatic payments into your RSP, TFSA, all your savings account, emergency funds. Really good idea. I think overall you might be missing some detailed things into other spending like health. You could do dental, vision, any kind of physical exercise type of things, and there's other expenses in living that I think you're probably not accounting for. I know it's a bigger picture, but I just sort of made them zero, collapsed it, not worry about it for now, based on your scenario. Basically, you have a pretty good financial picture. We can look at it this way: your income is higher than your expenses. You after that's including saving your expenses, and so you after that you still have $1,500 a month or so, and that's about 18,000 a year, and most of your expenses are either necessities and living situation, and a lot of saving. 23% is pretty good. So really pretty good financial situation. And I think you can show that you can sort of afford a car. The question here is really what are you sacrificing in the future to do that? Because your net worth, I know you're just starting out, but your net worth is not very high. It's only 5,000, and so if people say that if you could get to $100,000 in sort of assets, and that really sort of snowballs from that point on. So the sooner you get there, the more momentum you have in saving for retirement and things like that. So again, you can afford it. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for the long-term future to get there? But to really help looking at what it looks like, as I made a couple of budgets for your car scenario. So in this case, in this budget, you are assuming you're purchasing a Tesla 3. You said you found one on Auto Trader for under $40,000. So I wouldn't have found one at 37.5, which is decent price, 2021. Um, And I did a calculation on your '08 Civic, and it's worth anywhere between $1,000 to $2,500. So I made it 1,500 just in the middle, to account for something. So this is your Tesla 3. This is the trade-in value, and according to your statement, you want to do the 23/8 rule, which means you want to put at least 20% down payment, 3 years financing maximum, and then maximum 8% of your income goes to the payments of the car. And that means you have to put it down substantial down payment, $19,000, in order to get to that. I'm assuming 5% interest rate right now, because interest is high. Maybe you could get a little bit lower than that, but bigger picture stays the same. You have to put quite a bit of a down payment down in order to do that. And then the way I'm doing that is by taking it out of your savings. And so I'm making a payment of 19,000 from your checking, but in your checking, what we're doing is moving $15,000 of your TFSA into your checking and then paying for the down payment with your checking. So your TFSA is drained to zero, and your checking goes down to 4,000 instead of 8,000. I'm not touching the emergency fund. It's there for emergencies. And you don't want to withdraw RSP, obviously, for a tax hit. And uh, so really, again, you can do it, but what you're doing is draining your savings in order to do that. And now your net worth goes from 5,000 to minus 30. Um, and yeah, like that's something to really think about. Is this something you really want? Is it worth it? And are you willing to sacrifice a long-term future for it, or maybe make a bigger dent on the future? Um, uh, Alternatively, middle road is to buy a car, because I do think your Civic's getting close to the end of life there. You might want some quality of life changes and don't have to worry about it, and that's a legitimate desire. So in this case, this is a scenario where you're buying a Civic. I think a lot of it is similar, and so in this one, your um, your monthly payment doesn't change that much, right? So at your 23/8 rule with a substantial down payment, your um, financing cost for the car is about 510, which is about 8%. And then, but you don't have much fuel. I made a little bit here because you got to charge in public stations sometimes. I doubled your insurance because you want comprehensive, I'm assuming, and Tesla's a little more expensive, and a little bit of maintenance. I don't know how much it costs, but I put some numbers there. And nothing else changed in this budget, and so that's how you have that number. Your saving now per month goes down to 1,100 instead of 1,500. So you know make a little dent there, but not the end of the world. In this case here, um, you same thing. You get a Civic. Uh, you said $20,000 on Auto Trader, $1,500 trade-in, just like before, and your down payment is now only 4,000 at 20%. And then your payment, I think, same kind of movement. So you only pay 20%, 4,000 from your checking. Your TFSA don't get touched. You can keep saving and investing. And the difference here in payment is not very high. So your payment is now 430 a month on your auto financing. Your gas, I stayed about the same. You probably want comprehensive insurance instead of the cheap $70 one. So I made it 120 and added a little bit of maintenance every year, every month. But really $24 a year for things like oil change and maybe tire change, unless you want to do it yourself. And so this gets you pretty far, pretty close to the other scenario of getting a Tesla in a monthly basis, because here you're not charging on gas. It's $1,100, almost $1,200. But again, the biggest difference here is the net worth. Net worth in this case, after the dent of the car, including student loan, you're at like minus 13. It's lower than before, but it's a $17,000 difference in net worth hit, and that's basically about a 1 year of saving. And so again, comes down to, do you want to um, deal with those kind of things in the future? Do you want to sacrifice the future, or do you want to just keep saving and keep making momentum while you're young, don't have a family, don't have a house to pay for, and you're just getting more assets in the bank? Um, so yeah, I mean, there's something you can do. You can obviously eat out less. You could reduce your entertainment and travel and other frivolous spending, as you called it, and then that'll contribute quite a bit as well. The $700 a month there that you can play with. If you cut all that out, you can afford a car without changing your current situation. But that's hard to do. So it's about balance, like one of the commenters said. So I hope this helps. Have a good day.